Welcome to your daily dose of Sunday School, episode 54. This is Ask Anything Wednesday. And the anything that is being asked is, what should you do when someone you know says they are a Christian, but they act or think like the world? Let's start with 1 Thessalonians 5:14. We urge you, brothers, admonish the idle, encourage the faint-hearted, help the weak, be patient with them all. So Paul gives all these different encouragements. Maybe this person is weak in faith. Maybe they are idle. Maybe they're one of those people. Maybe they need a warning. Maybe they need some help. Maybe you might be surprised that maybe this person really is a Christian, and all they needed from you was to show them the scriptures. Try to help them. But it says be patient with them all. So one trap of the devil that you want to watch out for is if you are irritated by this person, by their lack of faith, lack of obedience, then I would say you're not walking in the Spirit in regards to them. So you definitely need to be praying for this person every day if God's put this person on your heart. But also pray for, I think that will help you to have a genuine concern. Ask God to give you a genuine concern also for this person, that you're not mad at them. That can pretty easily happen. You're not mad at them for the way they're dishonoring God, but you're concerned about them, that they don't know God, they're not enjoying God, that your heart's in the right place, and so that you're able to do that with patience. Now, a couple relevant passage. Okay, if you want to show this person some real succinct places that say, okay, I cannot, so that you want them to say, I was wrong in thinking that it didn't matter how I lived if I was a Christian. Where could you take them? 1 John 2:15, 16, and 17. Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes and pride in possessions, is not from the Father, but is from the world. And the world is passing away along with its desires, but whoever does the will of God abides forever. So it's a very clear contrast that you can show somebody, okay, are you loving Christ or are you loving the world? And Christ died to put an end to the way of the world. He loved the world enough that he didn't want it to be he wanted it to be holy. He wanted it to be filled with the knowledge of God. And so showing them that those two things are opposites and you cannot do them both. Another one that is important is John 14:15. If you love me, you will keep my commandments. So there's lots of people that say they love Jesus, and it's important to say, okay, is this something, how important is it to you that you are you wanting to keep his commandments? Because it seems like that isn't important to you. When I've pointed stuff out in the past, and that, just tell them that concerns you. Overall, remember to continue to pray because, as we looked at last night, 2 Corinthians 4:6, it is God. They need God to work in their hearts. For God, who said, let light shine out of darkness, has shone in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. If you are walking in faith, it is because God has shown. Now, what do they do then? What do they do if they realize that they haven't been walking in the light? They realize that they haven't been obeying Christ. They haven't been loving him properly. One of the good things is that they need to do the same thing that you need to do today. They need to do the same thing that the unbeliever needs to do. That's one of the good things, that we don't necessarily have to figure out, is this person really an unbeliever, or are they just a weak believer, or are they just a deceived believer? We don't have to be able to sort all that out. It's pretty irrelevant, because no matter what category we fall into, we need to do the same thing today. We need to repent and believe. Remember what Paul says in Romans, that that we are saved from faith for faith. Or we looked at last night, that passage that talked about the way you were saved, to continue in that. That was a really good passage. And I'm going to see if I can find that. Colossians 2, 5 through 7. I believe that was it. So that was a good one. But I think a lot of people assume, depending on their tradition in our country, that if someone is not, like, if they kind of test themselves by the scriptures and realize that their lives are not reflecting Christ, that they just need to start the whole process over and get baptized again, or say the sinner's prayer again, or however they understand that. And I really don't think Paul says that anywhere. I think it's something that we've kind of assumed into the scriptures, which has led to some quite a bit of confusion. But I would say that his encouragement is simply to repent and believe. Okay, we need to repent and believe every day, and the encouragement for them is to repent and believe for not, following Christ like they should. The same thing we need to be doing.